Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So this is my second time trying to film this video. The last time I got interrupted, so I'm starting all over. So this week I am doing Twin Flames. Where are you on your Twin Flame journey? And so we're doing 3 pick-a-piles. So this is pile 1, and this is for Amethyst. This is pile 2, and this is Sodalite. And this is pile 3. This is red Jasper. And so this is for the collective. And so please take what resonates and leave the rest. And if a pile doesn't resonate, go ahead and pick another pile. Also, if you're interested, I do personal readings, and my information is below. You could just email me for that information. And so this will be for the week of January 20th through January 27th. So again, this is where are you on your twin flame journey? And so this is guidance from the divine on where you're at and, what you can do to succeed. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this is for pile 1, whoever picked Amethyst. Let's see what you got. Where are you on the twin flame journey? So I like to start off with the tarot cards. So we got shadow reversed, light reversed, and passion ignited reversed. So this is the moon card reversed. This is the sun card reversed. I believe this is Ace of Wands reversed. Anyway, so what this is telling me is that they're asking you to stay positive on this journey. Maybe some of you, have good days and bad days, but they're asking you to stay positive because they know it's a tough journey. They're asking you to keep your passion ignited within you. Stay passionate about this connection. Stay passionate about your twin flame journey. Stay passionate about your mission. Also, if you look inside, inside of her, see how the fire's, burning inside of her. Keep that fire burning inside of you. And what this also could mean is, the way this works is you have an inner divine feminine and an inner divine masculine side of yourself. That's what makes up you as the divine, as the soul. And so, as you know, this is a 5th dimensional journey. And so with you, they're asking you to ignite that passion inside of you, which means integrate your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies. So do your best to go inside of yourself and marry your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies. Because the way this works is whatever is inside of you is reflected back to you. So as within, as without. So as you know, this is a matrix, and everything is outside of you is an illusion, and so they're asking you to go within and, go ahead and marry your own divine feminine and own divine masculine energies. Burn that fire within you, and that will be manifested in the 3D. So this was reversed. So make sure that, you keep that fire burning within inside of you. And then you also got shadow. So I keep saying shadow side. So what this means is they're asking you to, face your shadows. And the only way to move up into the 5th dimension is to face your shadows. The only way to get into your divine self is to purge your shadows. And so everyone around you, especially your twin flame, all they're doing is reflecting back to you whatever is, whatever void you have inside of you, whatever's not healed inside of you, they have to reflect that back to you as your shadow side. And so once you realize that, and once you appreciate that, once you say, oh, this person's treating me this way, or this person's rejecting me in this way, and as soon as you realize that this is just them mirroring back to you what you haven't healed inside of you, then that is when you are able to, you take your power back and, heal it and move on, and then become your divine feminine self or divine masculine self. Because as you can see, they're mirroring, I don't know, this kind of a glare. As you can see, they're mirroring each other. And that's what this is all about, especially in this twin flame journey. You're mirroring each other. So anything that's triggering you, just know this is you triggering you, and you have to figure out through the mirror, like what is going on inside of you that's not 100% balanced, or that's not 100% healed. And go within and heal that. So this was reversed. So they're asking you to, accept your shadow side and work on your shadow side and purge those, those emotions and, trapped baggage, maybe anything from past lives or this life, and clear that out. Okay. The next card you got says the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Okay, so what this is saying is, as you know, there's many timelines, and any decision you make or any change you make makes a new outcome, and so they're asking you to forge a new path. Forge the best path for you. If you're doing this, if you're keeping positive and you're being passionate about what you're doing and you're healing and facing your shadow side, you are then forging a new path. You're releasing the past behind you, and then you're following your new path with faith. And that is how to master this divine twin flame journey. You also got freedom. And so you see how this card shows somebody in a hot air balloon, and they're flying through the sky with either a beautiful sunset or a beautiful sunrise. So yeah, so this is you. They're asking you to feel free. They're asking you to, yes, you're in this so-called separation right now, which is just an illusion, because in the fifth dimension, there is no such thing as separation. You're always connected at all times. It's just an illusion. But while you are in this so-called separation, you have your freedom now to fly. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You have the freedom to soar. So they're asking you to do that, to soar, make plans, live your life, be the divine feminine, be the divine masculine, and soar. And, just keep getting lighter and lighter and lighter. As you purge and, as you again face your shadow sides and you clear it and you heal it and you cut all those karmic contracts out of your life, you just rise higher and higher and higher. And the more you become more free and the lighter you become and the higher you go in your vibrations and energies, the freer you will be. Once you realize, you're out of the matrix and you're out of those dense energies and you don't need anything and you don't need anyone. Yes, you desire and yes, you manifest, but you are the divine feminine. You are the one, you are the source, you are all, you are God. And once you realize this, you're free. And so this is saying to, let yourself go, let yourself rise. Let yourself, fly and be free, and don't feel like you need anything to be happy. Okay. And that's going to free you. Okay. The next card you got is home, and that is reversed. And so what this is saying is that, feel like you're at home no matter what. So this has to do with feeling secure, feeling abundant, feeling like everything is, going well, feeling like, everything around you is secure. And because this is reversed, what they're asking you to do is you need to not wait for something to feel that way. So some of you might be saying, when I get this, or when I have enough money, or when I have my twin flame, when I get married, then I'll have this abundance, then I'll have this security. But they're asking you to do this now where you're at. They're asking you to already feel abundant, to already feel secure, no matter where you are on your twin flame journey. They're asking you to already have this inner feeling of completeness and security and abundance. And that's what you'll attract more. Because if you feel this way and you feel like there's lack in your life or there's something missing, then that's what you'll attract more of. And that is also what you mirror back to your twin flame as well, because your twin flame can only mirror back to you what's inside of you. And if you're not feeling secure and abundant wherever you are now, then all you're doing is, mirroring your, lack mentality. Okay. So let's turn this upright and, feel at home and feel abundant, now, wherever you're at. Okay. The next card you got is awareness. And what this is telling me is that a lot of you are definitely transforming big time. You're probably seeing signs. You might be seeing the 1111, since this is what the picture of is, the 1111. 1111, it's a big transformation. It's showing, big changes and high awareness, connecting to your higher self. And so I believe that that's where you're at in this journey. You're pretty much in your transformation, high awareness on your journey. You're pretty far on your journey is what this is telling me. The next card and this is another confirmation. He is my twin flame. She is my twin flame. So what this is telling me is that you and your twin flame know each other are twin flames. And again, that says a lot about you, especially if you're the divine feminine, which by the way is not a he or she. It's just the divine feminine and the divine masculine is an energy, and it doesn't have anything to do with he or she. And so basically, if you identify as a divine feminine, that means you really need to be balanced out for your divine masculine to figure out that you're their twin flame. Okay. And so that means your inner, so it sounds like to me that you just have to keep this ignited, but you've already balanced a lot inside of you when it comes to balancing out the divine feminine, divine masculine. And if some of you don't really know what that means, I do personal readings on that, or personal sessions on how to do that, on how to balance out the divine feminine, divine masculine. But chances are, if your divine masculine knows that you're their twin flame, you're balanced. And so now you're probably just wondering, well, if they know I'm their twin flame, why aren't they making the move? Well, probably because you have this not feeling whole yet. You're just not feeling whole because this was not upright. This was reversed. So I think for some of you, you're feeling like, you need, something's missing and you need something else before you can feel whole, before you can feel at home, before you can feel secure, before you can feel abundant. And that's what they're reflecting back to you. As long as you don't feel like you're enough or have enough, then that's what they reflect back to you. The next card you got is, okay, so this is a message from your divine masculine. It says, I feel like I betrayed you and don't see how you could ever forgive me. So that definitely is a confirmation that perhaps, they feel like they're not good enough for this relationship. If they feel like they betrayed you, if they know that you're their twin flame, they're definitely not going to face you if they feel they betrayed you. And so a lot of you probably have heard them say to you, I just don't want to be in this relationship. I don't love you, or, whatever their excuse was, because they didn't want to say to you, I don't feel like I'm good enough, because no one wants to admit to that. I know really nobody. If you didn't feel like you were good enough for a relationship, I doubt you would verbalize that, because that's a hard thing to admit to someone, especially, if you are the male, to be honest. And so basically, I feel like these divine masculines feel like they betrayed you and they don't feel like they're good enough right now. They don't feel like how could you possibly want to marry them when they betrayed you? And all they're doing is mirroring back to you that you don't feel whole on your own, and so they don't feel whole in the relationship. I mean, you don't feel whole on your own as a divine feminine, and so now they're mirroring that back to you, that they don't feel whole or good enough for the relationship. And what their mental state is, I betrayed you. And actually, did they betray you? No, they really didn't betray you. And the reason why they didn't is because You guys signed up for this. You signed up for wherever you were at inside of you, they had to mirror back to you. So if they rejected you, they had no choice because they're just really, it's just an illusion in this matrix. It's a role that they're playing. All they could do is mirror back to you, you rejecting yourself in some way. And then you have to figure out what that is so you can purge that. Okay. Okay, the next card you got is Healing Heart. So it says healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. So that tells me a lot of you are, healing your heart. It's something where, it's okay. I mean, everyone goes through this in their, twin flame journey. It is really good to go through this because now you've learned to, heal yourself, go within. Because a lot of times if we lie to ourselves and we keep telling it, everything's fine and we're always positive, then we don't do the shadow work. And so a lot of you are going deep. You're healing your heart, not just when it comes to your twin flame journey, but maybe stuff from your past. Maybe you're healing from stuff that, maybe there were some traumas when you were a child, and then as you're healing your heart, you're also help healing the collective. It's a big part of this twin flame journey. Where else are you on your twin flame journey? Oh, wedding rings. So union, wedding, marriage, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. So what this tells me is that it doesn't have to be marriage, but it looks like you and your divine masculine are definitely in the same headspace and heart space when it comes to union or even marriage or living together or some type of, soul connection. And so that tells me that this is a very awakened pile here because, that is something, again, being mirrored back to you. If your divine masculine feels like they're ready for union and they're ready, for this type of commitment, then that tells me that you are, pretty healed. You have released a lot of baggage. You have really balanced out your divine feminine, divine masculine energies. The only thing that you may have to keep working on is to feel whole on your own, which is, again, something that is confirmed by this card. You're not feeling whole by yourself. You feel like, I need my twin flame, or I need something in particular to feel abundant. Okay, and then the next card you got is Kisses. It says unconditionally loving, giving, and receiving affection, falling in love. So again, that tells me that in this connection, you're pretty far along on your twin flame journey because both the divine feminine and the divine masculine have unconditional love for each other. And it sounds like, and that is a reflection of what's going on within you. You're burning that fire of passion inside of you. So reignite that if you're letting that go out. Just, feel that inner love for yourself and inner passion for your divine masculine inside of you, which makes up your soul. So what is within you and what is and how you feel in your emotions and your love, your true love for yourself and your divine masculine side of you will be manifested outside of you in the 3D. And that is why there is some unconditional love here. Okay, the next card you got is Before Completion. So they're asking you to really be, really define what it is you want. So before completion, just make sure, you're staying positive because we got this card. So stay positive, stay firm to what you want. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't go back and forth, keep going, keep rising, keep that passion burning, keep having that unconditional love for yourself and your divine counterpart. Keep healing your heart because before completion, you have to stay steady because all the universe can do is match your energies. And so if you're getting wishy-washy and if you're saying, I don't know if I want this or I don't think it's going to happen, the divine, has no choice but to match your energies. Okay. So please make sure that you stay clear on what you want, stay on the path of what you want on this journey. Okay. So let's do this one. So let's see what your affirmation for the week is. It says, I am open to wisdom, from the star. So that has to do with intergalactic wisdom. So some of you might be channelers of intergalactic wisdom. Some of you might be opening your mind to that. Some of you might be in meditation with that. Maybe your alien family is involved somehow. So this card is called Marco. Master Marco represents the highest galactic confederation of our solar system, the capital of which is on Saturn. He liaises with Commander Ashtar of the Intergalactic Fleet to bring us the wisdom and knowledge held by stellar cultures. He also assists Hilarion on the fifth ray of technology, science, and knowledge to enable people to expand their higher mental abilities and develop spiritual technology for the future. Your guidance is to open your mind to communications and connections from other star systems and universes and ask Marco to assist and protect you. So perhaps that is part of your journey. Okay. All right, the next card you got is Passion. Yep, so this says allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So there is a lot of passion here between you and your twin flame. And that doesn't surprise me because there is a passion ignited within you. And as long as you keep that passion ignited within you, that is going to ignite in the 3D as well. So whatever's going on within you will be reflected back to you in the third dimension. All right, the next card you got, we'll do messages last, I think. Let's do the Divine Feminine. I love the Divine Feminine card. Okay, so what this says is the Cosmic Egg, the Divine Feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of ever-expanding love. So what this means is the Divine Feminine is holding the seed within her, or in them, I should say. It's not a he or she. And, basically, you're giving birth to this divine, universe within you, because as we keep talking about, what is within you, as within, as without. And so you have this universe within you that you are creating. And when it comes to this twin flame journey, what they're saying is it takes time and this its own divine timing. Do not birth this particular outcome too soon. You want this egg to be, hatched at the right time. You want to give birth at the right time, because if you do it too soon, then it's not ready and it's just not going to be the same or as powerful. It's not going to be as transforming. And so don't rush it. So the cosmic egg, the divine feminine, knows that the universe is within them, and they are the force of the ever expanding love. So the divine feminine is expanding their own love. So this is what I do, because this is what I'm picturing as I'm saying this card. This is what I do in the morning. I picture my own divine feminine and my own divine masculine inside of me. And I feel the love for myself, and I feel the love for my divine masculine side of me. And after feeling almost like an explosion of love, it's really weird. So inside of you, you do feel your heart kind of burning with passion inside of you. And because, like if you do this in a meditation, or if you do this with affirmations, your heart does react to these positive words of affirmations and thoughts. And then what I do is I picture the universe, which is Mother Gaia. Actually, well, this says universe. I do Gaia, but yeah, you could do universe inside of you, and then allow your love to explode all around. And so that is you giving love to the earth, and it does heal the earth. You have that power to do that. And as you're doing that, you're healing the collective. You're healing your divine, counterpart. You're healing yourself, because you're expanding. You're expanding you. You're expanding the universe. All right. So the next card you got is magnetize your twin flame through the law of attraction. Oh my God, that's what I just said. Okay, so this is how you magnetize, and that is also how you magnetize your twin flame through the law of attraction, because you're picturing yourself with your twin flame inside of you is already married. So that's the passion inside of you, because we keep getting this picture, right? So you have this passion burning inside of you. So your left side is your divine feminine, your right side is your divine masculine. And as you marry those two sides of you inside of you, then you are actually magnetizing your twin flame towards you in the 3D. Okay, because as within, as without. The next card you got is, so this is something you can listen to at night. It's called 285 hertz. So this can treat damaged tissue, such as cuts, burns, heal cells. This also restores damaged organs. And so maybe, so the divine is saying, in order to heal yourself, I love listening to different Hertz music. And you could look up what the different ones mean on YouTube, and you can listen to it while you're working or when you're sleeping. But they're suggesting the 285 Hertz, and it's very healing for you, as it, restores your organs, cells, and tissue. Okay. All right, the next card you got is contract. To help create a new template. Oh, so this relationship they're saying is a contract. To help create a new template of relationship to balance energies and love self. Yep. So this is a contract that you signed up for. You're maybe 2% of the world that's doing this right now. It's a new template. You guys are the pioneers. You're forging a new path, and you're showing everyone what a new relationship looks like. So basically, again, you are just marrying your inner and out, your inner divine feminine, divine masculine energies, and you are feeling at home on your own, where you don't feel needy, you don't need anything, you are feeling secure and abundant on your own, and that is helping create a new template of the relationship to balance energies of love and self. So you're forging a new path here for everyone. Okay. Okay, so the next card you got, it says, I am not single. I am independently owned and operated, and knows that someone is out there wondering what it's like to love and be loved by someone like me. Yep. So I always like to ask in my videos, what is a divine feminine? What does it mean to be the divine feminine? The divine feminine, if you're a divine feminine, you're not wondering what it's like to love someone else. You're already feeling like you're whole. You're not feeling like you're not whole. You're not feeling like a half a person. If you're the divine feminine, you're sitting on your throne. You know who you are, and you're empowered, and you're magnetic, and you're already marrying your own inner divine feminine, divine masculine energies. And so as a divine feminine, you're not thinking of yourself as single. You're thinking of yourself as independently owned and operated, as you are the divine feminine, and you are sacred, and you know that others are wondering what it's like to love you or be loved by you. That's what they're wondering, and you know this. And so this is not, so this is kind of like a scarcity mindset. If you're thinking, oh, I'm single, no one wants me, why am I alone? That's not what a divine feminine does. A divine feminine says she's independent. She doesn't actually need a relationship. And, she's so magnetic that she knows that she has a line of people that would love to be with her at this time. She chooses to be independent, and she knows people are wondering what it's like to be with her, and not the other way around. Okay. And then the next card you got is live like a goddess or divine feminine. Connect to the divine within. Meditate, breathe, practice yoga, create art, color mandalas, cook, garden, write poetry, sing, dance, create jewelry, or anything that connects you to your inner divine. Yeah, so find what connects you to your inner divine. Figure out what that is. What is your bliss? What is your blisscipline? Discipline yourself in that. Like how do you connect to your own divine feminine self? What does that mean to you? What kind of practice can you put in your life? Okay, that's their suggestion on this twin flame journey. You also got a diamond comes from coal that was under a lot of pressure. Transformation usually comes out of the worst conditions. Yep, so that's basically what this divine feminine transformation is all about, or divine masculine transformation actually as well. So this whole twin flame journey is all about going through very harsh conditions, very hard times, a lot of healing, a lot of purging, a lot of, tower moments, a lot of dark nights of the soul. And what that does is it helps you transform, just like a diamond. As a diamond, as you know, is just coal under a lot of pressure. It's just coal. After all that conditioning, after all that pressure, after all that hard work, it comes out a diamond, and that's what you're going through. And that's what you are, a diamond. All right, you also got master your life through the law of polarity. Everything in the universe has an opposite to understand and validate our experiences. We cannot know our divine selves without knowing our shadow selves. We must experience and validate both to create the life we want to desire. Yep. So, there's many different types of law of attractions, and this one's called the law of polarity. And so they're asking you to understand your shadow side in order to understand your divine side. You have to validate both sides. You have to marry both sides. How can you know your divine self if you don't know your shadow self? You have to know your shadow self, and that's being triggered back to you and everyone, especially your twin flame. Well, how else are you going to heal? I mean, you're not going to know by walking around on your own, being by yourself. The way you know is through others. That's what's being mirrored back to you. That's how you figure out. I mean, there are other ways, but in this twin flame journey, that is what that's about. All the triggering. All right. Okay, so let's do messages. Okay, so I just got sidetracked. And so the way I read this, because I've gotten this in another video, I got sidetracked. I feel like the divine feminine got sidetracked because the divine feminine, they're the ones who are empowered. They're the leaders. And again, it's not male, it's not female. It's just the divine feminine, whoever, resonates with divine feminine are the leaders. And they're saying that they got sidetracked. They're telling the divine masculine, because here the divine masculine knows that they are the twin flame. They know this. But the problem is they feel like they've betrayed you. And now they're like, wow, you're my twin flame and I treated you like this. And I don't even know why I treated you like this. Well, it's because they had to. They signed up for it. They had no choice but to mirror back to you what was inside of you. They don't have any other choice. And they don't like what happened. They don't like that they treated you like this. They are not happy about it at all. And so now they're not feeling good enough for the relationship. And so the reason why you're saying I got sidetracked is because you're saying, yes, my job was to feel at home, because I keep going off this card that you got. You you have to feel whole right now. You have to feel whole, you have to feel empowered, you have to feel secure, you have to feel abundant as is. That is how you get into the fifth dimension. That is how you become the divine feminine. That is how you are in your power as the divine feminine. And they have no choice but to mirror back to you what's inside of you. And if you're not feeling whole, if you're saying, yeah, I'm not good enough by myself, there's something that's missing in my life, then they have no choice but to mirror that back. And so you're just telling your divine masculine that you got sidetracked and now you understand you have to get back on track now. Because before completion, you need to make sure everything's in order. Get rid of that chaos. Get rid of the scattered thinking. Get rid of that, oh, I don't know, like I need to stay positive. We need to reignite that passion. Make sure that passion's still burning, because completion's coming. Make sure that's in order. Make sure your life's in order. Make sure you're whole before completion of this journey. And there's really never a completion. That's just kind of, kind of a saying where, like, I would say more like the illusion of separation is over, where there is no separation. But once you're in union, you want to make sure that you're whole, because if you're not whole, that's what they're going to reflect back to you in union. And I'm telling you, it's tougher to heal that in union than it is without. And also the message is, is it possible to forgive and forget? So again, that last card about the other message was, I betrayed you. How could you ever forgive me? It's kind of similar to this one. Is it possible to forgive and forget? So they're wondering, is it even possible? I know you're my twin flame, but I know what I did to you, and you're healing your heart now. And am I good enough? And is it even possible that you can forgive? Okay. And then you also got, so this is what I like to do to show like where you might be imbalanced in your divine feminine and divine masculine energies. So I have this chart that I go off of that I do go over when I do my life coaching, I go over this chart to really help people. But basically, they're saying right now you may have an excess of spiritual masculine going on inside of you. You might have an excess of spiritual masculine, which is making your masculine distant. And the way that works is possibly because maybe you're overthinking. If you're overthinking or if you're scattered, if your mindset is scattered and you're not set and you're not like your passion is like not like set. And I know we saw a few cards here where they're asking you to like before even before completion, they're asking you to have be positive, know what you want, be whole. And if you're scattered and you're confused and you're wondering, oh, should I go a new direction? Well, that's causing you to have an excess of spiritual masculine on your divine masculine side of you, which is causing your divine masculine side of you to be distant. So make sure you're not overthinking. Make sure you don't have scattered thinking. Make sure you're using your intuition. You're focusing on yourself. You have compassion for your divine masculine, okay? And then you also got confusion, which is your excess earthly feminine. So if you have excess earthly feminine, and that means if you're confused, what this means is your divine masculine might be feeling stuck or stagnant or kind of hopeless. Because again, you have to balance out your inner divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So whatever you're feeling, it's causing something on your divine masculine side of you. So if you are feeling confused, that is affecting your divine masculine side. So with that, you have to be patient, receptive, and nurturing to balance that out. All right, so this is where you're at on your twin flame journey, and this is the guidance that the divine wanted you to know. I'm also being given questions to give you something to ponder on afterwards. And so your question is for the week, I'm being courageous about. That's something for you to ponder on. I'm being courageous about. What are you being courageous about? All right. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope you liked this reading. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button to get notified of all future videos. Also, I'd love to hear your comments. And also, if you're interested in a private reading or life coaching session, my information, just email me at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com. And I'm very honored to do this reading for you. Also, I know how hard this twin flame journey is. And so that's why I like to put out these quick messages during the week to help uplift everyone on the twin flame journey. So I encourage you to check those out. I think it's very helpful. The divine, wants to do whatever they can to uplift because, we all have our ups and downs. All right. Well, again, I do hope you enjoyed this reading and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Hello. So this is group 2, whoever picked the sodalite. Let's see what you got. I like to start off with the tarot first. So you got Sage of Wands reversed. You got 6 of Swords reversed, and you have the Star card reversed. So what this is telling me that they're asking you, so on your twin flame journey, what they're asking you to do now is to leave your painful past behind. Okay. So this would be, if it was upright, it would be telling me that you've left it and that, you're good with it and you're over it. But this is telling me that you're still trying to leave the painful past behind. So the divine is asking you to do that and to please realize that what happened in the past had to happen for this healing to take place and for this purging to take place. And, whatever pain that you went through, this is to help transform you. It was there to help you and it was something you signed up for. All right. And then basically your divine counterpart, all they're allowed to do is to mirror whatever's inside of you. So whatever isn't healed inside of you, they only can mirror that. And so what I like to say in all my videos, and I don't know for sure because this is for the collective, but if it is the fact that your divine masculine, which is usually the case, doesn't feel good enough for the connection, they're not going to come out and say it. They're not going to come out and say, I don't feel good enough for you. They're going to lie. They're not, I mean, not lie, but they're going to say an untruth. They're going to say, I don't love you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want anything to do with you. That type of thing. They're not going to admit to not feeling good enough for the connection. And they will feel that way, that they're not feeling good enough for the connection if you don't feel whole by yourself. If you don't feel like you are a complete, prosperous, soul that is good on their own, because that's what a divine feminine is. Okay. So they're asking you to leave your painful past behind. They're asking you to heal. So this has to do with healing and blessings and filling your own cup, so much so that you can spill it out again onto others. Well, they're asking you to fill your own cup. They're asking you to heal. All right, go within, find your own blessings. And then with this, they're asking you because, the Sage of Wands is about being a leader, a visionary, like a passionate leader, like people follow. People follow the Sage of Wands. They're asking you to be this sage, this visionary, this person who has these leadership qualities that's paving a new path for everyone. So they're asking you to, find that within yourself. Okay? Because that's why you signed up for this. You are a pioneer. You are paving a new pathway for everyone else to follow. That's what twin flames are doing right now. And really only 2% of the world is doing that. All right, the next card you got is sunglasses. It says watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So what this is telling me is that, there's probably some looking at social media going on. I'm not really feeling stalking. What I'm feeling more like is, either you or them or possibly both, maybe watching each other on social media, maybe looking at pictures of each other, just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. So that's probably going on both sides right now. The next card you got is, wow, okay, so you got radical perspective. So this is my radical perspective card. So this is for those of you who are probably in a rut or who probably have been doing this for years. Maybe some of you have been on this twin flame journey for like 5 or more years now. And maybe you're feeling like you're at a standstill with this and nothing's happening. So this is a radical perspective. And I know firsthand because in my own twin flame journey, this is what I did. And it did not hurt the connection at all, in my opinion. But it says you can call in a temporary new twin to help raise frequency until old twin comes back. Okay. So, and it's true. That is what happened. So after I met my twin flame told me they did not want to take us in a romantic direction. Yet the universe quite suddenly gifted me with someone else that came in. And I didn't know what to do with that. And I said, well, should I, when I know this person's the one, should I start? And actually, it was the right thing for me to do. And it did raise my frequency. Being with this other person really I learned a lot. I had a lot of growth. It didn't last, but it was definitely something I needed to grow. Like this other person had information that I needed to grow, if that makes sense. And yes, it's still your twin. It's so weird. It's a 5th dimensional relationship. It's an energy. So what's within you is your own inner divine feminine and your own divine masculine. And so the divine masculine inside of you will be reflected outside of you. Yes, it's in that one particular person that you met that activated you. But once you're activated, now, I know it sounds weird, now whenever you date someone, that part of you, that divine masculine twin flame, will come out in that person. And so it was very interesting what was mirrored back to me in that relationship that wasn't healed in me. It was quite shocking to me. And then, of course, when I got into physical union with my original twin flame, it was even more so that was mirrored back to me than my, temporary twin flame. So anyway, it is radical, but it does help your frequency to raise, especially if you feel like you're in a real rut and you don't know what to do and you can't get out of it, and really it's been years. That's just for some of you. That's just for some of you needed to hear that. Okay. Okay, you also got worth waiting for, but then some of you have, although we get this card, worth waiting for, divine timing is at work in your love life. So then some of you should be waiting for your original twin flame, and that is worth waiting for. So this is a collective reading. So for some of you, if you've been waiting around for years, go out there and just start living your life, because I'm telling you right now, it does not hurt the connect. I don't think it didn't in mine. It doesn't hurt the connection in your twin flame journey. It just doesn't. But for, I would say, more of you, your twin is worth waiting for, because you're probably closer than you think to the connection. And this has to do with you, because you're the divine feminine. If you're the divine, if you resonate as the divine feminine, you have the power to make this connection by marrying your inner divine feminine and divine masculine energies, and that will reflect back into your 3D. Okay. The next card you got is bread, hospitality. So what this tells me is that, they want you to feel like you have hospitality no matter where you go. Like you make your house, your home, your life about hospitality to yourself. Be that to yourself, and also that this could be breaking bread, with friends, or breaking bread with family, or hospitality, or be hospitable to friends and family. But I feel like what I'm hearing, what the divine's telling me with this, is that feel like you have abundance inside of you. Feel like you have, like you're already at home, like you're already fine, you're already good. No matter where you go, there's hospitality. No matter where you go, you feel welcome. No matter where you are, you're in a good place. As long as you have that feeling, that's what you'll attract more of. That's what I'm getting. The next card you got is, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Yep. So, don't take this journey that seriously. Don't make it where it's like it's going to make or break you. Because, yes, that's true. You take nothing with you but your soul. It's all about your soul. All right. Keep making memories, make memories with the ones you love. Keep going on this journey, and don't stop living. Keep living. Okay. Because you don't take anything else except your soul and your memories. And whoever, and whatever tribe, whatever soul tribe is around you, make memories with them. That is how you live on this twin flame journey. Don't wait for anyone. You also got two came out for this particular pile. You also got friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So maybe some of you are starting off with this twin. I know this how it happened with my twin flame. It started off as a friendship, and it worked up to love. And this was after so-called separation. So after so-called separation of a year and a half, we started off as friends, and it worked into a love life situation. Or friendship could just mean nurturing your bonds with your friends. Keep nurturing those friendships. Or, like I said, when your twin flame comes back, it may start off as friends, and that's okay. The next card you got is come together. So this does tell me that you guys are coming together. This is upright. This is not this is not reversed. So, as twin flames, you are coming together in the 3D as long as you keep your inner divine feminine and divine masculine sides of you together. So I keep talking about that, because as within, as without, as above, so below. So when you marry your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine energies, that will mirror back out to you and be manifested in the 3D. If you don't really understand what that means, I can explain that to you in a personal reading. I do that also, help you to marry your inner divine feminine, inner divine masculine in my life coaching sessions. Okay, the next card you got is abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. Yep. So as long as you keep your positive mindset, and I guess, yes, a big part of this is gratitude. So if you keep a gratitude list, maybe do 5 wins, write down your 5 wins of the day, or write down 5 things that you're so grateful for. When you have that grateful aura about you, that is what you manifest more of. The divine just wants to keep giving to you because you're so grateful and you're keeping a positive mindset and your bliss. So I like to talk about blisscipline because that is a real word, believe it or not. So people are learning to be disciplined in their bliss. And the way they do that is to figure out what makes them blissful. Make a list. What brings you bliss? And then make that part of your day, or make that part of your night, or make that part of your weekend routine. Do what makes you blissful and you will attract more abundance. The next card you got is Axe. So yeah, so what this is saying is that you guys are in separation. So-called separation, by the way, it's just an illusion. It's just a matrix. Your job as a divine feminine is to figure out this is all part of the journey. This is all about this is about transcending to the 5th dimension, is realizing that there really is no such thing as separation. And if you really are in a twin flame journey, then you know what I'm talking about. You feel each other's energy all the time. You feel each other's energies. You see signs, synchronicities. You hear songs. There's all sorts of things going on in the 5th dimension that you realize you're being talked to. You're getting messages. You're using your intuition. You had dreams. There's all sorts of stuff going on. And you're realizing that this is just an illusion, that there is no such thing as separation. And again, when you marry your inner divine feminine and divine masculine sides of you, that will be manifested in the 3D. Okay? Because that's what the 5th dimension is about. This is what you signed up for, to get out of the 3rd dimension. So, they don't want to make the divine doesn't want to make the 3rd dimension look appetizing. They want you out of the 3rd dimension. So they're going to make it look like there's separation, heartbreak, fear, because they don't want you focused there. They want you focused in the 5th dimension, because that's where the new template is for the new relationship, for the collective. All right, the next card you got is Love Surrounds Me. And so this talks about you realizing that love is always surrounding you, that, just notice the abundance all around you. This is about self-love. Again, marrying your inner divine feminine, divine masculine energies inside of you. I use the word marry. You don't have to use the word marry, just connect. I talk about committed relationship between your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies. So this is realizing how much love surrounds you. And when you do that, you don't feel alone. You don't feel abandoned. You don't feel like anyone left you. All you notice is the love that's surrounding you at all times. Okay, the next card you got is Don't Ignore the Signs, Stay Present. Right, so what was I just talking about before? The signs. So again, you're going to have dreams. You're going to see numbers on the clock over and over. You're going to see certain animals or insects. So you may want to look up those totems to see what they're trying to tell you. And there's certain like inside signs that I'm sure you have with your own twin flame. I know I do. I have my own signs that I see that I know have something to do with my relationship with my divine masculine. Look for those signs. There's songs that might hit your brain, or songs that might play in the radio. Maybe you'll see a certain flower, whatever it is. Okay. They say don't ignore the signs, because that's what's talking to you. The next card you got is Twins equals evolving humanity to next step in evolution. Yep. So that's what you signed up for. So you're helping to evolve humanity to the next step in evolution. And that's why you got the Sage of Wands, okay? Because that is what because you are the visionary, you are the path maker, you're the trailblazer. And so you're helping to evolve humanity to the next step of evolution. So they want you to see yourself as that, okay? Keep going. You're doing great. Everything you're doing is correct. Don't second guess yourself. You're doing wonderfully. Okay, so this is something else I like to teach in my life coaching session. So again, this is all about balancing out your own inner divine feminine, divine masculine energies. So what this tells me is that some of you may have insufficient spiritual feminine energies. And what that means is you're probably overthinking. And what that might be causing on your divine masculine side is they're probably now feeling perhaps distant, anxious, like especially if you're feeling anxiety, like if you start overthinking and you're feeling anxiety and you're not someone who usually feels anxious, just know you're just affecting your divine masculine side with your own, because you're not separated. It's just an illusion. There is no such thing as separation. This is a fifth dimensional relationship. And so when you're overthinking this and when you're not using your intuition and you're saying, I don't know, this may not be what I think it is, and I might just have to change course. When you become scattered and overthinking, now you're not balanced in your spiritual feminine, and it's causing your spiritual masculine also to be imbalanced. And so it's probably causing them to be more distant and anxious because you're not feeling secure about it. They're not feeling secure about it. They have no choice but to mirror what you're thinking. Hold on, I just need a quick drink of water if I could. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now you have your affirmation for the week. The affirmation is, I wear Mother Mary's mantle of love and enfold others in it. Okay, so this is called Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle. It says, the wondrous universal angel Mary radiates her high frequency aquamarine light throughout the universes. She spreads compassion, empathy, kindness, healing, and love. Mother Mary suggests you open your heart and offer everyone who touches your path these higher qualities. Then she will grace you by placing her aquamarine mantle in your aura. You are reminded that there is only love, so there is nothing to forgive. As you wear this mantle, you become a force of healing and light, and the angels will sing blessings over you. So again, your affirmation is, I wear Mother Mary's mantle of love and enfold others in it. Yep. So that is one of your divine missions, is to offer everyone who touches your path, this love, compassion, empathy, kindness, and healing. All right, the next card you got is, one day I woke up and realized I was not made for anyone. I was made for me. I am my own. Nobody owns me, and I don't own anyone else. So this is an empowering statement. This is you being in your divine feminine. When you are in your own power, when you are in your own divine feminine, okay, which also means you're also in your divine masculine because you're actually both. It's when you realize that you're already whole and that you were made for you and that nobody owns you and you don't own anyone else and nothing's missing and you are happy on your own because your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies inside of you are already together, are already connected, are already married, because as within, as without. Okay? Just an empowering statement that I liked. This one says, have a spiritual practice that you follow throughout your day. Yep, so kind of like I was talking about with your blisscipline. So, to be a divine feminine, to be your divine feminine or divine masculine self, it's best to have a spiritual practice, because when you're in the fifth dimension and when you're transforming and evolving, it's best to have a kind of a set spiritual practice that helps you to evolve even further. and, try to follow that. And so have that incorporated. So by the time you are in so-called physical union, because as I said, no such thing as separation, but when you're in that so-called union, you already have this practice, and it's already a part of you and a part of your day, and it will continue to empower you. All right, you also got master your life through the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. You have the ability to change any outcome. So everything in the universe is constantly changing, and you have the power to transmute negative energy or circumstances into something positive. Yep. So yeah. So with the violet flame or whatever it is you use to maybe you're some kind of alchemist already, or maybe they're asking you to become an alchemist. And what this means is part of your mission is to transmute energy from negative to positive. So what I do is I will picture Mother Earth the size of a baseball, and I will picture the violet flame around Gaia, and I will transmute negative energies into positive energies. I'll also take it a step further. I will transmute anything that is toxic into something beneficial. So like if you think about chemtrails, I transmute those into something that's more beneficial for everyone. Maybe it's EMF waves. If you feel like, that's hurting people, maybe you wrap the violet flame around that on Earth. Or maybe if you think of vaccinations, or maybe there's chemicals in food or something in the ground or anything toxic in makeup, whatever it is you feel strongly about, do your, maybe it's your mission to be transmuting these with the violet flame or whatever color you work with or whatever angel you work with. And because you have the ability to change any outcome. And this also has to do with your twin flame. And so whatever color you work with, I just work with the violet flame. You wrap both of you with, you wrap around whatever color you use your transmutation with, and you transform anything negative into a positive energy. You can also do that with the past, with any timeline. I always say after I transmute, I always say, please do this on every timeline, every plane, every dimension, past, present, and future for eternity. I try to cover all bases. Okay, the next card you got is the most admired people in the world are the ones who don't need anyone to be happy. Yep, so I'm noticing a lot of millennials are like this. A lot of millennials are out there and they're very happy being independent. They are very happy being free. They feel like because no one has power over them. Because once you allow someone to have power over you, so let's say you're out. I remember this happened to me one time. I was out with friends and I was having a really good time, but then I noticed my significant other did not text me, and it wasn't like the norm. Usually my twin flame would text me, and I think in this case my twin went away or something, and went away to another state, and then just didn't text me for a couple of days. And I remember feeling like slighted. I felt like, wow, like why wouldn't they text me? And this person really had power over me, and it really affected my mood, and it even affected my dinner with my friends. And so the ones who don't need that, who don't need anyone else to be happy, who don't look at their phones to see if anyone texted them, the ones who say, you text me, you text me. If you don't, you don't. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm doing this. I'm making my own discipline. Those are the most admired people. They make their own happiness, and no one else affects that. No one else disrupts their happiness. And so they're asking you to be that in your divine feminine or divine masculine. All right. And then a message from your twin flame. It says, you are never far from my mind. Okay. And then you got penetrating. So what this tells me is that your divine counterpart is very, very passionate about you. There's no doubt about that. Very passionate. If you were wondering and you didn't know, now you know. They are very passionate about you. All right, I pulled, two actually popped out. This is the only pile that got two. You got two Divine Feminine cards. The first one is, can't pronounce names, but it says Hedwana, the High Priestess. It says, I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. So I'm pretty sure it was this pile because I don't remember now because I did I did my first pile twice, by the way, because my computer got interrupted. So I believe it was this pile where we're talking about, the soul, and you can't take anything else with you when you leave. And so this is your legacy. This is your legacy, to be one with your soul and to be love, is to be love, to show love, you know, um, it's just to know that you are one. You are one with source, you are one with Gaia, you are one with your shadow side. See how confident she is? She knows she's the high priestess, and she knows she's one with her soul. When you know you're one with your soul, you are unstoppable. You know that there's nothing that can stop you. You are so empowered when you feel that. And you know that you are dearly loved by your soul. And then all you want to do is, well, since your own cup is full, all you want to do is now show that to others, transform everyone else's lives, because look how full, look how whole you are. You are, the high priestess. You already know your oneness. I mean, if you look in back of her, look at that aura. And it looks like she has some kind of, like, her third eye is open, some kind of aquamarine stone. I mean, just surrounded by the white light, surrounded by a couple of colors. She just knows who she is. And when you're aligned with your soul in the fifth dimension, you feel complete. You're whole. And now you want to share that with others. And then the next one you got is Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Yep. So when you devote yourself to something, whether it be your mission, you devote yourself to a purpose, to a mission, when you're committed to helping others, or you're committed to yourself, you're committing to love. You're just committed to stay in love, right? I guess with this one, with the legacy of love, being one with your soul, how could you not? It's just loving yourself, really filling your own cup, loving yourself, loving your own divine feminine, loving your own divine masculine, committing to yourself. That actually fills your heart, by the way, when you say that, when you physically say as an affirmation. Like, I'll say to myself, I am committed to Mary Beth. I am committed to Mary Beth. I am committed to Mary Beth. And I'll say it over and over, and it's like my heart starts feeling like it's exploding. I can't, describe how it feels. And it's like you become it does feel like your soul's evolving when you're doing that. Like, you feel like you're just getting higher and higher and higher in vibration. And so they're asking you to do that, and they're asking you to devote yourself to love, commit yourself to love and your soul. Okay, the next card you got. Okay, so this is a message from your divine masculine. It says, I have been depressed without you and look at your picture all the time. Please wait for me. So this, I believe it was this pile that also had sunglasses. So this makes sense. So it sounds like your divine masculine might be watching you on social media, might be looking at your picture. What your divine masculine is saying, again, this is not male or female, but your divine masculine has been depressed, is looking at your picture, and is asking you to please wait. So again, for some of you, just know that this is worth the wait. Others of you, I pulled the radical card, which I very rarely pull ever. So for some of you, yeah, maybe you do need to get a temporary new twin flame for your own growth. The ones who are stagnant or stuck, or might be kind of in a loop where this has been going on for a lot of years. Some of you say that you've been a twin flame for 20 years, or you met your twin flame 20 years ago. For those of you, you need to call in a temporary twin flame or a permanent new twin flame. All right. The next card you got is, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. So what that shows is perhaps, again, you know, they are depressed. They keep looking at your picture. Unfortunately, they don't think they can meet your expectations, which makes sense because I think for some of you, you're having a hard time leaving your painful past behind. You're still healing, and so they're just reflecting that. So again, as long as you don't feel whole in your own life, and you're not devoted to you and your mission and yourself and to your soul and to your own inner divine feminine and your own divine masculine, they have no choice but to reflect that. And so when you don't feel like you're enough, they don't feel like they're enough or good enough for the connection. And so that's where they're at right now. So another card you got is affirmations, positive affirmations. So I think we talked about this before. So saying positive affirmations will really help your vibe, really help elevate your vibration. So just whatever floats your boat. Whatever works for you when it comes to positive. Like I said, what I do. Mary Beth Shea is loved by me. I commit to Mary Beth Shea, that type of thing. And I feel that inside of me. And I also do that on my divine masculine side of me. So I do that on both sides. And I empower both sides of me. I empower my own divine feminine. I empower my own divine masculine. And so there are whatever ways, but there's many ways of doing positive affirmations. The next card you got is fill your own cup first. Otherwise, you will have a void and look to others to fill your cup. Yep. So that's another confirming statement there. Yep, as long as you feel like there's a void inside of you. And that's okay, because if there is a void inside of you, that will be mirrored back to you, and then it'll be triggered in you, and then you'll know, hey, that's another part of my shadow side that I need to heal. And that's okay, because that's what this whole journey is about. It's going to happen your whole life. That never stops happening. It's just, we are bridging 3D to 5D. This is not going to happen overnight. So do your best, fill your own cup first. And yes, sometimes something will be triggered inside of you. And when you have that trigger, that means your part of you will show up as your shadow side in another. And then also you'll look to that person and say, well, what do they have that I don't have? So a lot of times in a relationship, you'll say, oh yeah, I really want to be in this relationship because, you have to kind of figure that out. Like, why do you have to be in that relationship? What do they have that you don't? And then whatever you figure that out, whatever they have, get it for yourself. And now you don't need that person. So, and again, this is a work in progress. This is not, everyone has this, so it's just something where pay attention to the signs, pay attention to what's being mirrored back to you, and then fill your own cup. Figure out what the voids are inside of you and heal them. All right. And then the last thing I like to do is just give something to ponder on. With this pile, I pulled, I feel satisfied about. So what in life do you feel satisfied about? And really focus on that. Like what do you feel like has given you the most satisfaction? Whether it be health, career, abundance, friends. Really feel like empowered as your divine feminine side of you. And focus on that. And just know, hey, this is what I have, and this is what I have to offer. I'm filling my own cup, and I've already done the work, and this is what I have, and this is what I'm satisfied about. So this is something to ponder on. Okay. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button to get notified of all my future videos. Also, I'd love to hear your comments. And also, if you're interested in a private reading or life coaching session, please email me at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com. My information will be below. Also, because I know how tough this journey is, I've been on it for quite some time. I try to do these quick messages for twin flames to help uplift you. I think it's very, helpful and uplifting during the week, just kind of a helpful tidbits from the divine. They're just kind of short, but during the week to help you, so you don't have to spend so much time on the computer. Anyway, I am very honored to do this reading for you, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so this is for those of you who picked pile 3. That is the red Jasper pile. So I do like to look at the tarot cards first, so let's see what you got. All right, so this pile got Queen of Wands, Confident and Magnetic. You also got Three of Swords, which is Heartache, and then you got the Death card, Transition. So what this tells me with pile number 3 for this collective group, it sounds like it's almost like a timeline here. There was a lot of heartache. You went through this transition, this awakening, this transformation, and now you've become confident and magnetic. So it was like a death of the old self, and now you have become the Queen of Wands. All right, so that's great. So you're almost like an alchemist. You took your heartache and you transitioned yourself. You took this heartache and you transmuted it into confidence and being magnetic. That's what I'm getting from most of you. Maybe some of you are still in the heartache and some of you are still going through the transitioning or the transformation. But I think for most of you, you have gone through this already and now you have become confident and magnetic because these came out upright. When I did the piles, this came out upright. So that is beautiful. You guys are alchemists. You definitely transmuted your heartache into being confident and magnetic. All right. The next card you got is the Runner. It says codependent relationship. Okay. So what this is telling me is that some of you are still feeling codependent on this relationship. And as I say in every video I do, because I think it's extremely important, and sometimes you have to hear it 100 times before it really hits home, as long as you're codependent in the twin flame relationship, it's going to be repelled. Your energies will repel because you signed up for the twin flame journey to be your highest, best self and live at your highest potential. And if you are feeling codependent on your divine counterpart, that is a 3D relationship. That is already out there. You can already have that with your karmic or soulmate. There's already 90% of the relationships out there are already codependent. So what you're here to do is be a trailblazer, and you're here to create a new type of relationship. This is a 5th dimensional relationship. That's what the twin flame is. And that means you're empowered as the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So you know within you is the divine feminine and the divine masculine sides of yourself, and that your own divine feminine within you and your own divine masculine within you are married and connected, and that will manifest outside of you. And that's being whole on your own. And that means you're not codependent. That means that you know you're already whole. So that means when you're in this relationship, and if this person doesn't treat you in a certain way, you're still okay because you don't need anyone outside of you to make you happy. And that's freedom. Really think about that. Really think about how much power we give to other people when we rely on them for love, for happiness, for feeling needed, for feeling wanted. That's what we put on other people. Instead, we don't, but the twin flame, we're being asked to give that to ourselves. So if the other person doesn't do it, we're still okay. And not to mention when they do that, if they're just a mirror to us, they have no choice but to be a mirror to us because it's a 5th dimensional relationship, because it's you in another body. And they have no choice, because trust me, they don't want to. They have no choice but to mirror back to you what's inside of you. So if what's inside of you is a lack of self-worth, then they have no choice but to reflect that back to you as the Runner. And that just means you need to feel whole and enough on your own and then it will no longer be codependent, and then they have no choice but to be magnetized to you. So, and I think a lot of you are doing that. A lot of you are becoming confident and magnetic. So a lot of you are doing that. But for some of you, you're still feeling a bit codependent. You're still feeling a little bit of fear. And that's why you're having that runner so-called separation. And there's no such thing as separation. That is just an illusion. And you know, being in the twin flame journey, that this is an energy of a twin flame that never leaves you. So it's really just an illusion. Okay, the next card you got is healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. Yep, so that's what we just talked about. That's great. So to heal this codependent, relationship is to make healthy choices for yourself. And that has to do with self-love. And I still say that that has to do with not only loving yourself, your inner divine feminine, but also loving your inner divine masculine. The reason why I say that is because your divine masculine side of you has to do with a lot of your past lives. You, as maybe it doesn't have to do with being a male, but as a divine masculine in other lifetimes, maybe you were a male, maybe not, you did not heal yourself. And now in this lifetime, you're being asked to heal yourself and to integrate both. You're into, like, it's almost like the timelines are all merging together. So all these merging timelines are coming together and all these lifetimes are merging. And you, being you in all these other lifetimes, are now trying to be healed. You're now healing yourself. You are now purging. You are now, anything that's coming up to the surface, you're releasing, because that's how to get to the fifth dimension. And so loving yourself is also loving your own divine masculine self, and your divine masculine also, because it's a matrix, is also being portrayed and manifested in the 3D, so you can kind of see where you're at. That's why I like to do these readings, so you can kind of see, well, where, and of course this is for the collective, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, if you want a personal reading, you can get, personally to see where you're at. But it's good to see like where you're at with your divine masculine, because it's a good indicator. Because same with me, like if you're like if I don't heal my divine masculine side of me, it shows up in the 3D as not being healed. And what that shows is actually as my shadow side. And and it's triggering. And then so now you have to heal it, but you have to go within to do it. Like you can't fix your divine masculine in the 3D. That's not how the twin flame journey works. You have to go within and fix your own divine masculine side of you, because that's you in your past lives. And you have to integrate not just you and your divine masculine, but all. Like you have to feel integrated as one with, nature, with Gaia, with your shadow side, with, source energy, with humanity. Okay, so anyway, you have to make healthy choices, self-love, self-care, and being happier on your own. The next card you got is talking. Interested, conversing more, awaiting message. Okay, so it looks like some of you are possibly awaiting a message. Maybe some of you are talking to your twin flame, but I feel like because I'm getting the codependency that some of you are waiting on a message. And again, all that's doing is repelling the energy, because if you're waiting on a message, if you're waiting on an email, if you're waiting on a call, if you're waiting on a text, if you're hovering over your phone, looking to see if someone texts you, again, your divine masculine side of you has no choice but to mirror back to you where you're at inside of you. So if there's like a lack mentality where you're missing your divine masculine, which by the way is not missing, it's a part of you, you're trying to integrate that. There is no such thing as separation. But when you give in to that illusion and the matrix, because you signed up for this really tough lesson, what all that's doing is manifesting the runner. And so your divine masculine has no choice but to run. Your divine masculine side of you has no choice but to feel, because what this means to me, the runner is just someone is feeling not good enough to be in the connection. That's all the runner is, in my opinion. The runner is someone who doesn't feel good enough for the connection, because they're mirroring the divine feminine as not feeling good enough being on their own. So that's the problem. And so once the divine feminine realizes that they're good enough on their own and they are already whole without their divine masculine, then they magnetize, which I think some of you are doing. You're becoming more confident, you're living your life, you're making healthy choices. Then it's no longer a codependent relationship. And when you're whole, then they have no choice but to mirror back your wholeness, and then they'll feel good enough for the connection. Okay. All right. The next card you got is Spiritual Awakening. A certain level is opening and thus beginning. Yep. So there's a big spiritual awakening going on. So see how her arms are wide open and she's feeling really good about her life and she's making positive choices, healthy choices. You know, she's feeling like she's one with the divine, one with her soul. She feels like, you know, she has faith in herself and faith in her journey. So that's the spiritual awakening. Okay. And then I am connecting to my higher self. So this tells me that that's exactly what you're doing. You're connecting to your higher self. And that doesn't surprise me because of what I'm seeing here with this transition of heartache to death to confidence and being magnetic. That tells me you're probably doing this through connecting to your higher self. You're really connecting to your intuition. All right, the next card you got is Purging. Releases trapped emotions, reflect, brings new aha moments. Yep. So I like to talk about the emotion. I think it's called the emotion code if you go on YouTube. It's very helpful in showing you on what trapped emotions are stuck inside of you on your divine feminine side and your divine masculine side of you. And then it makes you realize not only what emotions are trapped, but what they stemmed from. And then you bring it to the surface and then you release it. All right. It also brings a lot of aha moments because you're like, wow, I didn't even know that trapped emotion was inside of me. So the reason why you have to purge in this particular relationship is that this is a very dense energy inside the 3D, inside the matrix. And in order to get to the fifth dimension, you need to purge your old emotions, belief systems, you know, anything that has to do with the matrix, fear, you know, the belief in separation, like that all has to be purged to create this new relationship template for the rest of society to learn because you are a pioneer in this. All right, the next card you got is you're not supposed to live in the third dimension anymore. So the divine keeps giving you crappy situations until you raise your frequency. So, yeah, so basically that is another strategy that the divine does to get you out of the third dimension and into the fifth. They don't want you to focus on the third dimension. That's why there's so many situations where it does seemingly seem dire. It seemingly does seem like you're separated. There's some heartache there. Maybe there's some health issues. Maybe there's some suffering. And so, because they want you to raise your frequency, they want you to get out of the third dimension. They don't want to make the third dimension all hunky dory. They want you out of the third dimension because you're the pioneer. You're the trailblazer, and they need you to get to the fifth dimension so you can teach others how to do that. The next card you got is Heal Your Self-Worth with Your Inner Child Work. So that has a lot to do with purging. So again, the emotion code is really good with that. It makes you really aware of what your trapped emotions are. There's other ways to do it. I just say emotion code, but there's so many other ways to work on your inner child. So if you just research that, I also do life coaching on this if you're interested. But this is a huge part of the twin flame journey. When you heal your inner child, that's when you really open yourself up and you raise your frequency. I mean, it really changes. It's a real game changer because that's the hardest part is healing your inner child. That has to do with, you know, you in past lives, you as a child, and because you have to release all those karmic belief systems, your bloodline. I mean, you really are healing for the collective when you heal your inner child. It's actually pretty huge. Okay, the next card you got is solar plexus chakra. So what they're saying is there are ways to heal your solar plexus chakra, and that could be through yoga, could be through dance. There's many ways to heal your solar plexus. You know, colors. I think it's the color yellow. I think. Anyway, so this is all about self-esteem. And so I like to listen to Hertz music at night when I go to sleep. And so I love that the Hertz music that heals the solar plexus. It's very important because it is maybe this means a lot of you have to maybe heal your solar plexus chakra first to become more confident and magnetic. Maybe it has to do with self-esteem, something to do with your inner child. Since I keep getting cards on inner child and purging, I feel like this particular group has a lot of purging to do. And so a lot of it may have to do with healing your solar plexus chakra. All right, the next card you got is I am walking. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a message from your divine masculine side of you. Okay, so this is just to show you where you're at on your divine masculine side of you. So the message is I am walking away because I just need to do my own thing right now, but it's not over. So they want to let you know that this is definitely not over, but they just need to perhaps work on their own inner child or heal themselves, and they're walking away to fix themselves. And again, this is just to show you what they have to mirror back to you. They're mirroring back to you what you haven't healed within yourself. And again, when you know that this is how your divine masculine side of you is inside of you, now you know, okay, I probably need to do some inner child work, maybe release some trapped emotions on my divine masculine side of me. And that is definitely going to help. And then feeling whole on your own as your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine is what a soul is. So when you feel whole as your soul in the fifth dimension, not needing another being, because if you need another being, that means you're not believing in unity. You're not believing in oneness. Now you're believing in separation. You're perpetuating that belief system of separation, which brings you right back into the 3D. And this relationship cannot blossom and this relationship cannot last in a 3D paradigm. Okay. The next card you got is Fleeing Freezing, Excess Earthly Feminine. So what this tells me, and I do teach this in my life coaching, it's about how to balance your inner and outer your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine energies. And so when I see the fleeing, freezing, excess, and this could be possibly for some of you who have been in union, you know what this is, because it is numbing when you don't heal you and you're not purged and you don't do your inner child work, you actually numb out in the connection. So some of you might have actually experience this in union as well. But when you feel this fleeing, freezing type energy inside of you, what this is doing is causing an insufficient earthly masculine side of you. And what that does is it becomes your divine masculine to become hopeless, stagnant, stuck, and maybe not even awake, like not even awakened to the connection. Because again, your divine masculine is a part of you and has no choice but to mirror back what's going on your divine feminine side. So if on your divine feminine side you have an excess on your earthly feminine, then you're going to have an insufficient amount of earthly masculine. And again, this is something I teach in my life coaching. So if you want to know more about that, and you can do this to figure out personally, because this is for the collective. So if this doesn't resonate with you, but for the collective, for this particular group, that does seem to match the message of I am walking away because I just need to do my own thing right now. Because possibly he does feel stagnant. Possibly he does feel stuck. Possibly he does feel hopeless. Possibly he's not awake yet to this connection that's manifesting in the 3D because of this imbalance. So in order to heal this, you need to be more patient, receptive, and nurturing to yourself and your divine masculine side of yourself. All right, the next card you got is proportion. So that's just what I was talking about. That's being proportionate in your inner divine feminine and divine masculine energies. When you're balanced, that's when you know your divine masculine is waking up. So it wasn't until I balanced out my divine feminine and my divine masculine energies inside myself did my divine twin flame in the 3D, he realized this was a twin flame connection after I balanced my own inner divine feminine, divine masculine, which is not easy, by the way. It took me a few months. And then when you need to be balanced at least 60% of the time on a daily basis. And once I did that for a week, then he was able to get balanced. And that's when he woke up and actually figured out that we're twin flames. So that's the beauty of being proportionate. And that's what we're here to do, because we cannot move into the fifth dimension. We cannot make this fifth dimensional relationship be successful until we're proportionate in our own divine feminine and divine masculine energies. You actually got two cards. The only pile I got two at this. You also got after completion. So it sounds like you guys did complete a cycle, and now there's a new beginning. So a cycle completed, a huge cycle. This cycle of heartache, transition, transformation into confidence and magnetic. So this is a new beginning for you. So now it's the next step. Now you must purge. You must so what I'm seeing in this particular group, where you're at on your twin flame journey is you're going through the spiritual awakening now, where you're realizing you need to purge your inner child. You need to purge your trapped emotions. You need to heal your inner child. And you need to balance your divine feminine and divine masculine energies. That's where you're at now. Okay. And because there are other collective groups out there where their divine masculine already knows that their divine feminine is their twin flame. That's already happening in some collectives, but that will happen after you balance yourself out. All right, the next card you got is purity, innocence, safety, light. So what I get from this card is letting you know, first of all, you're an angel on earth, because look at those beautiful angel wings, okay? The second thing I'm getting is knowing that your divine masculine or your divine counterpart is innocent. Your divine masculine is innocent because your divine masculine has no choice but to mirror back to you what's going on inside of you. And if you're imbalanced and you're not in proportion, they're not in proportion, and they have to become your shadow side. They have no choice. That's what you signed up for. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing, because when you need to embrace your shadow side, and when you dig deep and figuring that out and figuring out your triggers and knowing where to heal, that's where the magic begins. Okay. The next card you got is, as the DF, as the divine feminine, please know that you have to have inner peace and boundaries while knowing you cannot change your divine counterpart. Yeah, so especially if you're going into union, you need to in order to go into union, and of course that again is just an illusion because you're already in union. It's a fifth dimensional relationship. But in the 3D, you need to have inner peace and have boundaries, knowing you cannot change your divine counterpart. There's nothing you can do to change the outside of you. You can't go to your divine counterpart and say, yeah, you need to work on yourself. You need to heal yourself. Because it has nothing to do with that. They are just mirroring back to you what's inside of you. It's just a manifestation. It's just a matrix. It's just an illusion. It's so weird, I know. But they have no choice but to mirror back to you what's inside of you, as within, as without. So if you try to change, trust me, firsthand, being in union, when you try to change your divine counterpart in the 3D, it does not work. It doesn't work. It's awful. It just perpetuates the separateness, because, it just perpetuates numbness and freezing, and it's just awful. It's joyless. So, but when you learn to go within and heal your own divine masculine inside of you, that's when it will change in your third party third dimensional divine masculine. It gets manifested. All right, next card. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Yep. So just have this, outlook, just give thanks for all the blessings so far. Give thanks to the blessings you're receiving from your own divine masculine side of you. Go within and do your meditations. And this is what I do. I always tell myself, and I use the my name in the third person because it just works better. And I really feel the love for myself when I say, I love Mary Beth. Mary Beth is cherished by me, but I also do that on my divine masculine side of me. I verbally say it, it's part of my affirmations. And then I give thanks to all the blessings of my love that I have that's surrounding me. And then that's how you know that you deserve to be and have all your heart truly desires. You're already filling your own cup. Okay. And then, of course, when you're grateful and you're giving thanks for all the blessings, that's perpetuates more blessings and more love into your life. And then you also got freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Yep. So you have the freedom. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing blocking you but you, because this is your own matrix that you created for yourself. And now you know that whatever is within you is being created outside of you. So as soon as you grab the reins and you know how to steer the ship or horse or whatever, chariot, then you have the freedom and you can create any path. Like I said, timelines are collapsing. And so you are healing now a lot of past lives, including yourself as the divine masculine. And when you realize that the path is clear for you to create whatever you want, there is freedom. The next card you got is Dry Desert. So do you see how this woman is walking through the desert? It's very harsh conditions. It's very hot. Can you imagine? It's probably like 115 degrees. She doesn't even have water in her hand. And, she's walking against the wind. So this is you. This is showing you, this is where you are at on your twin flame journey. You are doing so great. You are doing everything you can to be persistent. You are defying all odds. You are walking against the grain. You're the ones creating the path. See these footprints? There's no other footprint. She's not following anyone else's footprints. She's making them for other people to follow. She's the pioneer. She's going through these harsh conditions to make it easier for everyone else. This is what you're doing, and you need to be really proud of yourself. Because I see what you've gone through. Heartache, okay, transformation to the Queen of Wands. That's you. And there's very, very harsh conditions on this journey. Very difficult. Very difficult. And you are the trailblazer in this. And the divine is thanking you for doing this trailblazing. Also, I'd like to just mention that I do like to do these quick readings during the week to help you on your twin flame journey. I think it's helpful because it's such a tough journey because you are walking against the grain. And so if you want, check it out. I'm numbering them because I'm doing a few, I'm trying to do as many as I can. So during the week, if you need a quick uplift for the twin flame journey, it's just to help you on your journey. All right. The next card you got is Buddha. So this is your affirmation for the week. It says, I am one with everyone and everything. When you draw this card, Lord Gautama, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce names, who became the Buddha, is calling you to live in a state of peace, compassion, and enlightenment. You are ready to expand your consciousness to include all that is and to view the world from a higher perspective. You are asked to live in total harmlessness with all things. This creates safety for you, for all creatures will love you and feel safe with you. Your guidance is to remember we are all one and treat each person, animal, and sentient being as if they are a beloved part of you. Yep, that's the key. So again, that's going to get you through this tough journey that you're going through, is to realize you are one with everyone and everything. There is no such thing as separation. And that everyone is just a mirror to you and what you have to heal inside of you. And as within, as without, as above, so below. And walk with Buddha. All right. Let me do this card. The next card you got is, wow, wedding. Huh. All right, so this group I see is headed towards marriage. So this could mean one or two things. This could mean that you guys are definitely on the path to marriage with your twin flame. You're on that path for sure. This also could mean marrying your inner divine feminine and divine masculine energies, which, by the way, will manifest marriage on it. So I think that's the key. So the key to integrating your divine masculine outside of you in the 3D is to marry your inner divine feminine, divine masculine energies inside of you. Integrate them, balance them, know that you're whole as your own divine feminine / divine masculine. And this will be manifested in the 3D. All right, the next card you got is Fatima, the mother of Imams, if I'm saying that right. It says, love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. So what this is saying is that, you are healing with love. You are healing yourself with love. And as you love yourself, you're healing your lineage. You're healing your bloodlines. You're healing the collective just by loving yourself, because you are the universe. You are the one. You are source. You are everything. Everything else is just a matrix. It's just an illusion. Okay? And gratitude is your religion. Write a list every day of what you're grateful for, and you will create more of it. The more grateful you are of what you have, the more blessed you feel, the more blessings you will be given. All right, the next card you got is, when I accept myself just as I am freed from the burden of needing you to accept me. That is freeing. Okay, you accept yourself as you are. Free yourself of a burden of anyone accepting you. That's a 3D paradigm, by the way. If you feel this burden of needing to be in union, if you feel this burden of somebody having to want you, or, even if it's a friend, it doesn't have to be the twin flame, free yourself of that burden of needing anyone to accept you. That is very freeing. And that's a 5th dimensional paradigm. It's very 3rd dimensional. I think I mentioned that already. To burden yourself of needing to be accepted by others. Because you're the divine feminine. You're a path maker. You're a trailblazer. You don't need people to accept you. Look what you're going through. You're the divine feminine. You're already one with everything. You are the universe. You are everything. The next card you got is, live life as a goddess or divine feminine. Know that life is cyclical. So this means, to be cyclical could mean purging during the full moon with salt baths, smudging, emotional code releasing, healing inner child, or create something new that you're passionate about during the new moon. Make new intentions. Yep, so life is cyclical. So just know life is in cycles. I always say that whenever I'm going through a hard time, I say, I'm just going through a cycle. And cycles are good. When you act as the divine feminine, cycles are needed. There's a time for purging. There's a time for creating new intentions. There's a time for everything. There's a time of birth, a time for rebirth. And when you purge, you come out even higher. So you have to go through life like this, because that's how you go higher. Because when you go down deep and you purge and you do the work and you heal, you come out even higher than you were before. You're even lighter. You're closer to ascending. Okay, the next card you got is, master your life through the law of inspired action. We must take action towards making those intentions a reality in physical world. So it says, your actions must align with your intentions to make possibility of your instant manifestation. We must take first step, and then universe works in harmony with intention and vibration. Yep. So inspired action. So, we always put our intentions out there, especially during the new moon. And then our job is to make an inspired action, not force it. There's a big difference. Not take control, not force things to happen, but just take a little bit of action. something where you feel called upon. Maybe there's like a weird request that was made. Maybe you were asked to show up somewhere. Well, show up. See what that does. Maybe that's what this law is. Maybe this law of attraction is an effect for you, saying, well, you asked for this, so we needed you to show up for this. Okay. By the way, that's my dog if you hear something in the background. So actions must be aligned with your intentions. This is not forcing, this is not controlling, this is aligning your actions, that's all. And actions, again, could just be going within and marrying your own divine feminine and your own divine masculine energies. That's taking an action in alignment to what you want to desire. Your next card is get your own life first, then share it. Now is the time to put in the effort for your dreams. You may not have this time in a relationship. That's very true. In the relationship, you might be a little busy. You might be a little distracted. So get your life in order first. Maybe you have to organize. Maybe you need to purge things in your home. I don't know. Maybe you need to get your life together in some way. I don't know. Get your taxes done. I don't know. Oh, there's my dog. That's Mac. So they're asking you to get your life in order first and then share it. Almost done, Mac. Hold on. All right. A message for you from your divine masculine is, I can still feel you. That's nice. And your other message is, I wish I had told you how much you really meant to me. Yeah. Because I said this in every other pile. A divine counterpart is not going to actually tell you that they don't feel good enough for the connection. It's just, who would say that? Who wants to admit that? And so, but now they really wish that they had told you what you really meant to them. And then your last card is, oh, I'm sorry, I always give like something to ponder on at the end of the reading. And so this is the card I pulled for this pile. It says, I feel freedom when. So there's something to ponder on. I feel freedom when you do what? Like, when do you feel freedom? When do you feel free? Like, what makes you feel free? Like, for me, I know I feel freedom when I'm not depending on someone to text me or email me. Like, I feel free when I don't care, when I'm not looking at my phone and I don't care if someone sends me. To me, that's freeing. What does it mean for you to feel freedom? All right, well, that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button to see all of my future videos. Also, I'd love to hear your comments. And also, if you're interested in a private reading or life coaching session, please email me at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com. My information is below. I am very honored to do this reading for you, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.